Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk to you guys about Gamescom, and more specifically on the PlayStation Sony slash side of Gamescom. So let's get right into it. Um, these are the games that I felt were interesting and believe you should check them out too. I will put a link in the description for a full list of all games that were announced at Gamescom. So let's get started. DayZ was announced for PlayStation 4. Now, if you don't know what DayZ is, it's a online multiplayer game where I wouldn't call it horror, I would call it more of a survival game. Basically, you're dropped in this world with nothing, and then you're supposed to go scavenge for stuff, build stuff, and you run into other people, and it's like this whole thing. And before it was exclusively for the PC, and now it's coming to PlayStation 4. I'm pretty sure it's also coming to Xbox One, but not. It's coming to PlayStation 4 first. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, it looks like a pretty cool game. And then after that, we had Activision come in and talk about Destiny and how it was doing with the alphas and betas, how many people played and all that. And then they announced the DLC for Destiny, the first DLC called Dark Below, and that's dropping on December, which I think is kind of early for a game that's gonna come out in September. But you know what? It's their game; they can do what they want. I don't mind DLC as long as it's finished and not buggy. All right, and then after that, we had talk about Far Cry 4. Now, this thing that was pretty interesting was back in E3. They talked about Far Cry 4 and how you will be able to have players or your friends join in on the game with you if you need help, even if they don't own the game, which I thought was pretty interesting how they were going to do that. And they specified a little more on that today. They talked about how we will be giving 10 keys, and these 10 keys you can use a key to have one of your friends join the playable session, and then you guys will be playing in co-op, and they would help you out. And the key is good for 2 hours, so you get 10 keys. That's 20 hours right there. The keys are not reusable, I'm pretty sure, and yeah. So I thought that was pretty cool of them. It's like a new take on demos for people that don't own the game. You know what I mean? So I like to see more games do stuff like that, or more companies. So after that, we had the legendary Hideo Kojima come in, and he started talking about Metal Gear. Not really much more was shown about Metal Gear 5. We saw a gameplay demo of him showing the new box features, the box that basically you hide in, that iconic box. It was pretty funny. But yeah, that was it for Metal Gear 5. And then they slowed things down a bit, and they started talking about their share play, which is a part of their new software update 2.0. I'm not sure when it's coming out, but basically this is what they said. If you are a PlayStation Plus member and you own a game, and you have a friend who's also a PlayStation Plus member, and they don't own the game but you guys want to play co-op, you can now. Now, as long as one person owns the game, both players will be able to play. And this is kind of like what they're doing with the Far Cry thing, but I'm not sure how this is gonna work. They didn't specify anything if we're getting keys again for this, or is it just free roam, like you can ask anyone to join at any time, doesn't matter. But I thought that was pretty interesting. We'll have to see more about that when it drops. So that was it for the software stuff. And then they showed a video for a game, and I didn't know what it was at first, but then it turned out to be Until Dawn. Now, if you guys don't remember Until Dawn, which I'm pretty sure a bunch of you don't, it was a game that was announced a couple years back. It was supposed to come to PlayStation 3. It's a horror style game, kind of like one of those teen horror movies. It takes place, I think, in the woods or something, or in the log cabin. And there's 8 players, and there's not 8 players. There's 8 people, and I think they're all teenagers. Uh, and basically, the decisions you make in the game impact who lives and who dies. And it was a pretty cool game. I'm gonna try to put a video up for each game that I've been talking about here on the description, so you guys can see what I've been talking about. All right. So that was Until Dawn, and it was pushed to PS4. So I'm not sure if it's still coming to PS3 also, but for sure PlayStation 4 now. And next up we have Tearaway. Tearaway, for those of you who don't know, was a PlayStation Vita game. And instead of porting it to the PS4 because they said it's not possible because of the controller scheme, what they did is they basically reimagined Tearaway for the PlayStation 4. And this is by Media Molecule. Same people who made Little Big Planet 1 and 2. So basically this is going to be the same game, I think. I'm not sure, they didn't really specify. They said it's going to be basically the same central idea. It's just that it's reimagined for the PlayStation 4, the PlayStation 4's control features and all that. So I'm not sure about that. I kind of want to see something new from Media Molecule, you know? But oh well. And then finally we had something called Wild, which seems to be a new IP. And I'm gonna definitely put a link to all these videos down in the description because this one is kind of hard to explain. It looked like an action adventure game, very cartoonish like. It looked beautiful basically. It looked like a beautiful game, something you might wanna look in upon. And I think that's about it. Oh yeah, and one more thing. There was something called PT, and this is supposedly was supposed to be a new game coming out, and try out the demo today, but it turned out to be Silent Hill, a playable trailer for the new Silent Hill called Silent Hills, and it's being made by Hideo Kojima and Guillermo del Toro, starring Norman Reedus from The Walking Dead, Daryl. So I thought that was like one of the highlights of my day. I was like, whoa. I tried playing the demo, I couldn't finish it. If you guys can, just let me know how you beat that last part, because man, that last part I can't get it to trigger, damn it. It's very scary. The ambience is it's very much like a Silent Hill game. I haven't been this scared of a game in a long time. I thought when Outlast first came out, I thought that was going to be a very scary game, but that's nothing compared to this PT thing. It's on the PlayStation Store right now. You can download it as a demo. For those of you who have a PlayStation PlayStation 4, I highly suggest or recommend that you check out this playable trailer because it's pretty scary. And yeah, that's it for Gamescom PS4. Now I will be posting a PT gameplay video showing where to find all the like ripped pieces of picture, because there is a picture that you have to form, and in the playable trailer. So I will be posting a video tutorial on that, but I still cannot get that ending to trigger. So if anybody knows, once again, let me know. Okay, so that's everything at Gamescom. I thought was pretty cool. They showed a bunch of other games there. There's a bunch of indies, mostly indies this time around. But regardless, all games, all good for us. I do know that they did show some Blood Rain stuff, but they didn't show it at the conference. I haven't been able to see it yet, so I don't know where it is. But besides that, it was all pretty good. I'd like to say Gamescom, the consoles are still fairly new, so this is expected to have a slow push of AAA titles on these new systems, and it's gonna be like this for a little while longer. And you've seen all these games getting pushed to 2015. We have Evolve, The Order. These games are getting pushed because they're not ready, and they're not ready because they're being pressured to have these games come out already, because people want to play these AAA games, and they're not ready. So this is fairly expected, especially with new consoles. So hopefully by the end of 2015 or mid 2015, we'll start getting a nice stream of games coming, and hopefully we won't have to play all these indie titles, because people get sick of indie titles if that's all that they play. Let's be honest. No matter how good they are, at some point people start getting pretty tired of the same old routine. So we'd like to see some AAA games. Thanks, guys.